Hello to you all, Seth Macy here, and welcome to another edition of This Old Tech, the show where I highlight an old piece of technology and hopefully bring it back to its former glory. Today I'm turning my attention to a dusty, crusty Nintendo 64 controller. I have a full set of controllers if you ever want to come over and play GoldenEye 4-player split screen, but unfortunately, all of them are in really bad shape. I mean, just look at this thing. There's grime buried deep inside its many seams, the buttons are mushy and feel awful, and the analog stick, floppy and worn out with terrible input response. Listen, there are 201 golden bananas hiding inside Donkey Kong 64. How am I supposed to get them if I can barely move my Kongs around the screen? It's impossible! A lot of people have extremely fond memories of the Nintendo 64, myself included, although I will say of all the Nintendo consoles, it's probably my least favorite. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I have great memories of playing Nintendo 64, but one of the consoles has to be my least favorite. But it's like lining up 7 different brands of chocolate ice cream. One of them is gonna be in last place, but it's still chocolate ice cream. Okay, now that I've explained myself for the haters, let me explain what helped make the N64 such an incredible experience: the controller. The N64 shipped with the first analog stick controller of any console, and it became the blueprint for basically every modern controller, more or less. But the N64, with its weird 3-clawed shape and center-mounted octagon-gated analog stick, set the stage for the full-on switch to analog controls. And thanks to games like Mario Party, most of those original N64 analog sticks had the living crap beat out of them. Anyway, I'm gonna clear off the space behind me, and I'm gonna get to work fixing up this nasty old controller.
You don't need any specialized tools for this. This is pretty much the same as always. If you've watched these videos before, which you should, by the way, because they rule, you're familiar with sort of what goes into cleaning an old piece of Nintendo hardware. So, as always, we want to put those toothpicks in there. Why? Because they're made of wood, they won't scratch the plastic, they won't make more damage to something that we're ostensibly trying to repair and improve. Isopropyl rubbing alcohol, preferably you're gonna want one with a cap on it. Otherwise, you're just gonna slowly lose it to the atmosphere as it evaporates at room temperature. But yeah, 70%, 90%, whatever floats your boat. Cotton swabs, look at those things. Do not put these in your ears. Yeah, right. Nasty old toothbrush. Don't get a used toothbrush. That is too disgusting. I have a set of tweezers here. It's just a nice handy thing to have around. Next up, you're just gonna want a regular old, very small jeweler's screwdriver. This is just a regular Phillips head. It's not the weird Nintendo one that you might be thinking of with a tri-wing tip, or the little like nut driver that is on the back of the cartridges to keep children from going inside and hacking them. This is also magnetized, which is super helpful. After that, you're gonna want some new button silicone, yeah. It's whatever. You're gonna wanna replace these. And then of course, the thing that we're actually concerned about is a replacement thumbstick. Look at that. It's got a very nice octagonal gate. Yeah, all right, fighting game fans. Feels so much better, infinitely better than the one that is in the controller now. And we're gonna replace this, and it's gonna be a wonderful thing. We've got everything we need. So let's get this old nasty controller taken apart. Yeah, as you can see, this is a pretty gross little controller here. There's a lot of grime in and around the thumbstick, which is fine because we're gonna throw that in the garbage anyway. Not as bad on the back. A lot of times these screws will be corroded from kid slime. These ones are not. So it's pretty, seriously, this is like one of the easier projects that you can take on right now. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws here, but don't think you're out of the woods yet, friends, because you have 2 little teeny baby ones hiding in here, and they're gonna wanna try to trip you up. So don't forget about these little beastly fellas hiding in here, because they will give you a hard time. I think the translucent plastic accessories and tech should be the norm again, as it was in the very late 90s, early 2000s. You can thank Steve Jobs for that. Steve Jobs' triumphant return to Apple, all of a sudden everything had colored translucent plastic on it. With some devices, when you take them apart, they don't come apart because they're designed to sort of click together. And if that's the case, you can get like a guitar pick and just sort of like slide it along the seam here. But this one just, boom, like that, comes right apart. We're gonna take out the Z button if it wants to come out. We're gonna put that over here. We're gonna deal with you later. All right, look at that. Pretty neat stuff. So now we're gonna wanna take out this old, crappy, disgusting thumbstick and replace it with this aftermarket one. Let's work to get this Z button out of there. Before we take this out, we're gonna get the Z button out. So it's got these two little clips. You wanna just move them apart a little bit and out of the, oh, well, yeah, we'll get rid of that. That's garbage. So we can just move that over and then look, boom. Out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. Don't know why this one's being so difficult. It's not normally this hard to get these out, so don't let this scare you. You shouldn't be afraid of a Nintendo 64 controller, unless it's haunted. Oh! I'm just kidding. Even then, it's kind of neat. Like, you'd probably make a lot of money if you had a haunted N64 controller, so. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. Okay, let's get rid of this nasty ass, crusty old, barely works, chunky, nasty, factory installed thumbstick. Gonna keep those. Keep them right here. So already wanting to come out of there. Look at that. Is that nasty or what? See you in hell. You see how this is threaded in there? Just let's move it out slightly, or slightly gently, and then it's out. Beautiful. So we've got it apart. We've got our nasty buttons over here, our nasty D-pad sitting here, and now we can get to cleaning the crud out of these holes and making this look like it just arrived on your Christmas morning in 1998. Because this is clear, you can't really see the level of nastiness, but I gotta assure you here, it is super nasty. That side is donezo. Let's get to the back. The back's not as bad, even though this one gets held onto. Yeah, that's gross. Hey, look at that. Everything looks so fresh and so clean. Let's take a look at this. Where your rumble pack or your memory card go. That looks okay. I mean, it doesn't really get a lot of use anyway. From me personally, the protagonist of the universe. So let's start the process of putting things back together, shall we? It's as simple as anything. You're gonna wanna drop everything back in. And what's really cool is they only go in one way. Remember what I said about, oh, do you need to pay attention to these C buttons? And I said, no, you don't. Why? Because they have these little protrusions that prevent you from putting them in the wrong place. All right, now we can replace the buttons. And it's easy because they also have little tabs that you can just push them right down on, and then that's some cute. Jeez, I like the looks of that. Okay, so now we've got those in place. Now we want to put our printed circuit board back in. Lines up with those pins. Let's thread this funky little fella back in to get it where we want it to be. And you know, it's got all this junk to help you remember. And of course, I didn't do any of that. Push it down, push it back in there. That's where it belongs. Now let's get these shoulder buttons remounted here. They only go in one place, but you gotta get the you gotta get the little silicone on there first. And these ones do matter which way they go. You can see there's little tabs and they line up with holes in this little part of the PCB for the shoulder buttons. And it should just, yeah, there it goes. Falls right in there when you find the right exact proper place, and then you just put it in these little tabs right here. That's where it lives. That's where it lives until the next time we repair this. Same thing over here on the right side. Oh, I got a little piece of cat hair in there. Get out of there, kitty kitty. All right, let's get that foot taken care of. Come on, that's perfect. That one went in way easier than the other one. I don't know why. Now we've got silicone in place. We do our buttons. Oh, dude, that just feels so much better. I probably shouldn't have put these in until after I got this little fella in here. So let's go for it. Okay, drop you down. Drop it down. And it fits into place like really easily. So let's replace the screws. You know, oh yeah, that's way better. The trickiest one of all is without a doubt the Z button. Getting this one back in place is a little bit, oh, as I say that, and it turns out to be super easy. Don't listen to me, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making this up as I go along. That's my secret to life. Now let's see if I can get it together. Sometimes this will mess you up, sometimes this threading will mess you up. But that was a success. Almost. Almost. Something is not right. All right, let's start putting screws back in. It looks so much better. Oh wow, the buttons are like crispy. The thumbstick is boing, 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 doing what it's supposed to do. Oh yeah, dude. Every button on here just feels so much better. With one notable exception, the start button, because I lost the stupid silicone thing. I don't know what I did with it, but whatever. It's a good reminder of how far we've come as a controller. So look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Now I am ready to play some Donkey Kong 64. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Oh man, I cannot wait to collect some bananas in DK64 now. That was one of the easiest repairs we've done, but the results are among the most satisfying too. While this repair did require ordering replacement parts, there are so many boutique manufacturers of good quality retro gaming tech. The world is basically your oyster when it comes to finding what you need and what you want. If you want to see some more Donkey Kong related shenanigans, check out the video where I clean up what was easily the grossest copy of Donkey Kong Country ever. And for everything else, keep it right here on IGN. Auf Wiedersehen.